I'm Marz, and I'm from Albany, New York. And I have been living with HIV for 35 years, and I was born HIV positive. So my story starts really when I was young, and I was in the hospital a lot as a kid. And I had to kind of undergo a lot of different medical treatments in order to get to where I am today. And I think that as a child, it was very difficult to understand my status and understand what it was that I was dealing with. But I had some awesome parents who really helped explain things to me and helped me, get on my medication regularly and everything. So I was able to achieve my undetectable status at 15 and had an undetectable status ever since. In advocacy, I started advocating when I achieved my undetectable status. And ever since then, I feel like advocating for people living with HIV has been a part of my heart and soul. And so when I was asked to be a part of the campaign, it kind of made me feel like this is my life purpose. This is what I was meant to do. I feel like I'm here and I'm alive and breathing so that I can continue to advocate for people living with HIV, particularly those who were born HIV positive. And I think it's really what drives me and reminds me that my status in a certain sense is bigger than me, and I want to be able to help influence others in some way, whether they don't feel alone or there's a sense of relativity. But I also am here to kind of offer a different perspective. Having been born with HIV, a lot of my experiences are from childhood, and I want to bring awareness to that, and I want to bring awareness to those of us who are aging with HIV, because that's a whole beast of a topic its own. But I'm here to continue to educate, but really because I feel like it's my life's purpose to be here. Because non-binary people, we still go through that mental process of trying to, in figuring ourselves out and how far down that gender spectrum we want to go and feel we should be. Trans women are women and trans men are men. However, I personally am not attracted to cisgendered men. And so I've kind of figured that out. However, I am perfectly okay with dating someone who is a trans man. Pre-op or post-op, I don't know that it matters. I think there's a lot of commonality in conversation and a lot of relativity just by identifying as trans that I think it intrigues me and it interests me, and I don't see myself. I have a few trans men who are my friends, and I just find a lot of commonality with them, and I find myself attracted to them. It's like the masculinity piece is the part that I'm attracted to in trans men, but in cisgendered men, it's different. And so for me, I would rather there not be a penis involved. I think trans men are a little bit more in touch with their feminine side, which I think is something that's helpful for me. But I think that as I get older, I kind of identify, where I'm at. And at this point, those are my interests, is being queer and being into trans men and women. I had to kind of think, am I a man? Do I feel like a man? Am I a woman? Do I feel like a woman? Which is it is the common thought when you're trans. It's like, okay, how far through this transition do I want to go that'll make me actually feel comfortable? And so for me, being non-binary, I fall right in the middle. I've got my femininity that I embrace, such as my hair and my nails, but I also embrace my masculinity, where I wear more men's clothes and I bind so that my chest is flatter. But that's really what it means to me, is to be neutral, because I don't feel like my gender matters. I don't feel like my gender plays a role in my daily life, so I don't feel like I need to identify as one. I feel like no matter what your gender, you're capable of anything. And so I just choose to stay out of the gender binary by being non-binary.